Oh, lighting very, very good here, someone. Very good lighting. Shalom. Shalom, shalom. I.S.U.P.K Jamaica. Coming to you today live on the community of Canaanite, Clarendon. I want to say Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai Baraka. Thanks Shamar Ilatan Basham Yahweh Shai to my sisters. I.S.U.P.K Jamaica. I.S.U.P.K began at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. I.S.U.P.K started in 1969 and is run today by Commanding General YAHANNA, the only man given the rank and the authority. All right. You have everything there. Topic today: Christ is black and died for the blacks, Hispanics, and native Indians who are the Israelites of if the fish don't, or if the net come back empty, then that's the work of the Most High, not our calling. Our job is just to be there, be present. The right one who the Most High choose will walk on the wayside, so be on the byways and the highways. Funny enough, this is a community alongside the highway. Now, whether they hear or forbear, not our fault. But we are just here throwing the net. The opportunity to also say big shout out to our generals, our captains, and our officers who have made this possible. Who else will lead? Your enemies won't be doing it. As a matter of fact, you know what plans your oppressor have for communities like this? And probably the majority of our people here, like here in Jamaica, we see more state of emergency coming in more areas. We see these state of emergency cost money. Government is finding the money, probably through their allegiance with America. Like Pompeo was out here the other day, and they said they are launching Plan Secure Jamaica. Now, their plan to secure Jamaica is to put up more checkpoints. Just the other day, could you put that on silent, please? Just the other day, we have Pompeo coming in Jamaica, saying that their plan to secure Jamaica. He didn't explain how the plan should work, but the JDF head was there. head of our defense force. And just the other day they shot down no, not a plane, but shot down the plan for hello? Shot the government's plan for compulsory, what's the name again? Compulsory what again? Compulsory ID. The compulsory national ID. What's the name they call it? They give it. What was the national, there was a national ID, identification card that was being proposed by the Jamaica, and it's a biometric card. So it would hold information about your eye scan, your fingerprints, I think your toe prints, other areas of your body, and the aim was to make it compulsory that you must have it on you at all times, just like apartheid. You must have this national ID on you. But it was shut down by our Supreme Court and saying that the way they were going about it was illegal. Now, imagine if that had gone through and with the security checkpoints coming up. You know, they tell them, they say that they're doing it for guns, but at the same time, how much gun they find? They know every single gun that come in the country come through the ports. The ports are not being patrolled, they are not being monitored, they are not being policed. So you are trying to tell me that it is easier to police the street of the country than to police I'm sure we have fallen below 10 ports now. Because it's not like the days when we were exporting bananas and so on and the like. And we had several ports across the island. The ports now are small, and most of the ports are export ports. Imports come in, but they know where the guns are coming in. And the guns are coming in at, if you check it, it's probably about 5 or less ports, or 5 or less ways. But our oppressor is trying to tell us now that it is easier to patrol and put checkpoints on the streets rather than to patrol these ports. And I've been arguing with people, taxi operators, people from all different walks of life, probably as far back as 1980, when they flood the country with the guns. They flooded the country with guns from 1980. Guns go right now. Guns from World War II is still around in the world. So they flood the country with guns, AK-47s, M16s, 9mm Berettas, you name them. Flooded in the country by the CIA. Now, in America, they have gun laws that says that you can stop a man from buying guns. They're trying to whatever with that. But you have whites killing whites, and they're not putting up any checkpoints on the road. Huh? Your idea of our oppressor's idea of controlling guns is to put a stronghold on the people. So that show you, and who made the guns? The same person who is funding these stronghold on the people is the same person that is sponsoring that manufactures the guns. Same people manufacture the guns. So why not control the guns from here? No guns are made here. So you're telling me now, you're trying to convince the people that several checkpoints across the island, recruiting more police, more soldiers, paying these facilities to house these police and soldiers and to feed them. Obviously, no poor man hold these facilities. It's the rich. So you're paying the rich to house these police and soldiers who are of the people to turn the people against the people because some become police and soldiers while some become bad men. And it's the same Israelite. But like I said, thanks to Commanding General Anna and the UPK, things and open our eyes. Because what is happening? People are saying, yes, man, make it come in, man. We can't take the gun, too much gun. But who allowed the gun to reach where it reached? Huh? When they go in the tourist areas, tourist areas are less than 5% crime. What they used to have, as far as we know, that is commerce. And you have white people aggressively trying to sell us things as well. And the internet, they might not see them, but if you go into their country, they are there trying to sell us things too. Hmm? But they keep these areas crime free. That shows you that they can control the crime. We are just right where they want us to be. And that is to put on a stronghold, just as they did with identification of who is behind it. One set of people was behind it, and that is those who have stolen our identity. So you know who is behind it, and their motive. Their motive is not these money that they are using to sponsor these security checkpoints and this whole program and all. Remember when they had it in Montego Bay, it cost the government a couple of millions, you know. And since then, they have not closed it. All they have done is move it to other amount of areas that have these checkpoints. So it means then that the budget for these checkpoints have been increased. Why not use this money to build a factory so that you can give these same men work? But you allow them to have guns so that you can start an industry or increase an industry to give some with the same people to monitor this so-called gunman by their own people. You rarely see one of your Israelite brother on the street as a police or a soldier, you call them and they answer you. As far as they are concerned, you are the enemy. And trust me, that's a classic play by our oppressor. This is the point of the game that you now say, checkmate. But the most I have a plan for them. Because the I.S.U.P.K is now in Jamaica. And it won't be like that. We won't take it like a blasted back shot. This ain't going to hit us from the rear. We're going to meet it head on. Well, so far, when we UPK members going through these checkpoints, and I yell them up rather than surgery, we don't fit the persons who they are looking for. We have gone through checkpoints and giving salute. They call us Jenna. All these things. So I know that if the people wake up to the truth, these things will just fall off. All these and what is happening is just the plan of the oppressor. And guess what? It is working. Yes, because a small community like this, politics has divided it. And it up some man. But politics is it's a monopolitical community, but it is governed by the party that is opposite to what these people believe in. So they are pushing. It's a classic Mr. Dwight man that is over it. Classic Mr. Dwight man. So your person, they don't have to think to kill. It comes like this. In the same way as an Israelite, compassion and so on, it's in you. Even though you have been poisoned by Mr. Dwight man, you look at where our people are the areas that the poor of our people, where they shop, where they congregate, and sent into the country by persons who leave these communities, these troubled communities. They come in barrels, and every single barrel comes through WAF. So it's easier to put 10, 15 checkpoints across the country than to properly search these barrels at the WAF. But those that come in the barrel, where a man say must start up in team one gang, and so on and so forth. And oh, my gang this, and I forgot get you that one day over there. So same people that grew up with, because they were all these people are killing. As children, they grew up playing football together, playing cricket together, going to the same school, sometimes classmates. But because they come up now and can find two, our older folks will say, find 2 shillings more than the other, then they feel that, I need guns. You use gun to protect yourself. But that's not the purpose of these people having guns. But if the gun itself don't have a demon, trust me, something wrong. I'm convinced that these guns have a demon. Each gun have a demon attached to it. Yes. That's what I'm saying. And it reaches stage now where, as a man who leave the community and go abroad and make him own money, find way bring in a gun. I bring in guns. Sometimes they come in all a dozen, 2 dozen, one time. And you can't find that. Here is my solution. Arm the entire nation. Arm the entire nation. Because if you know that you are going over that house and everybody in that house have a gun, you ain't going there. You ain't going there. And if you arm the entire nation, it won't take that long before the good rise on top of the gun and it is more governed than the illegal one because well, we say they can't govern the illegal gun, but of course they govern it because if you are caught with an illegal gun, call it straight prison. Well, the entire nation then. Since as America cannot stop the guns from leaving their country, well, alright, fine. Legally arm everybody. Make guns legal. Follow America. Since as they follow in America. Adapt their gun law. Your oppressor deal with their people in a way far different from they deal with you, the Israelites. That is why they are putting up checkpoints and want to get you killed by these police and get you killed by. But the same white men doing the same thing to each other, and what happened? Let us legalize the gun. That's what they did in Texas. Well, I said do the same thing in Jamaica then. And the bad man will behave himself. Because what? You have far more good people than bad people. Yeah, man. But if you have a system that is formed on lies, then it has to continue running on lies. This white price that you give to the people, I mean, they see themselves as nothing. This is the result of white Christianity, as opposed to what the Bible really says. This is the result of we not obeying the Most High as we should. This is the result of, you want to go far back? This is the result of Saul not doing the job that he was supposed to do. Because guess what? It's the same offspring of those people. So I know that the next time the Most High say, get them. Right. So I know the next time the Most High give the order unto Christ and say, go get them. Not even them cats we don't want. We don't want a sheep from them. We don't want, you saw those white women, Salaki, those oppressors' daughters that our men love? Oh, nothing. Nothing will be saved. Next time the Most High says, go get them tiger. It's gonna be, you think genocide finish yet? Wait. Christ is gonna come and show them the real genocide. Real genocide coming up. Give me Daniel 7 and 9.
Daniel chapter 7, verse 9.
This world won't be better until black, Hispanics, and Native Indians are in charge.
And the thrones were cast down.
I beheld until the thrones were cast down. This government of this world will fall. It's prophesied. It's prophesied. The government of this world that we are in. These thrones will be cast down. Continue.
And the ancient of days is sit.
And who remains after these thrones cast down? God Almighty. The Father did sit. Continue.
Whose garment was white as snow.
Pure white. Continue.
And the hair of his head like
Mm-hmm. Fire is flame. That is chariot that he was in. Spitting fire. Coming through.
and his wheels as burning fire.
And his wheels as burning fire. Revelation 1:13 to 15. I was showing you who is the rightful ruler of this earth and what is going to continue to do all these evils to in the first place. The oppressor gets so smart. He let you do the evil to yourself. So you can't blame him. That is a classic checkmate. You play a game of chess, man, that's a classic checkmate. You don't need me to do evil to you again. You do it to yourself.
Revelation chapter 1, verse 30 to 60, verse 30. And in the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man.
So John the Revelator was having a vision with the Son of Man in the midst of what's the right name? We say candelabrum. What's the right name? What are you doing my mind man pronounce it again? You know, say menorah. What? Menorah. It's pronounced another way in the Hebrew tongue. Continue.
Clothed with garments down to the foot, and girt about the path with a golden girdle.
So John the Revelator was seeing Christ in his vision. And Christ had on a garment down to his foot with a girdle, a belt, broad belt. Think of a belt like what you know the boxing belt, and then going during and then boxing it. The one who is defending his belt, boxing in that belt. Well, think of a belt approximately that size, where where what Christ is wearing, continent,
Verse 15.
like a girdle they call it.
And it is like unto fine brass, and a furnace, and it boils as the sound of many waters.
Shamar protocol. Shamar protocol, brother. Shamar protocol. Shamar protocol. Shamar protocol. Continue.
Verse 15.
Brass burnt into in a furnace.
And it boils as the sound of many waters.
So brass, as we know, is not white. We know brass to be brown. And it says burnt in the furnace. So that gives him what? Huh? Black. You know, it's all these things. You notice the ladies all dressed. They're trying to look like the image that they get to be Christ. Give them a Diegos look. So that is verse what is that? Alright, find Daniel 10, 5 to 6. So that is showing you that righteous black ruler comes over the earth. And I pray that our people wake up. Trust me. It's better for all of them if they can wait. So at least you won't be counted among the dead. I'm sure we'd like to all be counted among the living. And this Christ is coming. All these pains and suffering that your oppressors putting on you in communities like this will be coming to an end soon. One thing you say, because you see all of it coming. It's coming. You are seeing earthquake in diverse places. You are seeing what else? What else you see? Pestilence. That's pestilence. Like disease. There's an outbreak. We don't know how far in the world it's going. Corona beer. I mean virus. What's the next thing? Wars, rumors of war. You're seeing it. So it's coming. But it's gonna, just like Christ said again, they are marrying and giving into marriage. So it's gonna catch a lot of free people after that. Because they will be looking for that same white man that the church gives to. When the Bible That's why we say come out, as General Mahaman says, come out of the church and come home of the truth. Why? Because we follow the Bible. We take it for what it is. We don't try to put our own spin to it. We take it as it is. And the Bible says that Christ is black. Daniel, what you are?
Daniel 10, Daniel chapter 10, verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel chapter 10, verse 5. A certain man,
Mm-hmm.
verse 6. His body also was like the beryl, and his face had appearance of lightning, and his eyes
Like the beryl. So, the garment that you are on, lovely shade of green, face, bright, shiny face, bright as lightning. Continue.
and his eyes as lamps of fire.
And his eyes as lamps. So Christ's eyes were red, just like it says in Revelation. So John the Revelator saw him. Daniel saw him long before he came around, before he came and gave you his description. But you would rather to listen to the oppressor and still hold that picture. So much so that well, leave him alone. I think he's dead now. All right, give me Ezekiel 1, 5 to 7. Before Christ returned, the stars would fall. Well, we see Kobe Bryant. Yeah, a lot of persons we grieve because of Kobe Bryant. He's a star. But more will be coming unless this is not the time that Christ spoke of. But if it is the time that Christ, more death of our stars will be coming. Continue.
Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 5 to 7. Verse 5. Also out of the midst hereof came the likeness of four living creatures.
So Ezekiel saw something that it looked like man, but I'm not sure. Look like man, but not so much like man, so I'm call them creatures. And this was how these creatures looked to Ezekiel.
They had the likeness of a man.
They look like man.
Verse 6. And everyone had four faces.
But these men had 1, 2, 3, 4 faces. Continue.
And everyone had four wings.
And they had 4 wings.
Verse 7.
So these were some men that could fly and could see all about them. Continue.
And their feet were straight feet.
And their feet straight.
And the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot.
Their feet were like calf's feet. Calf's foot tender, no, soft and tender. Continue.
They sparkled like the color of burnished brass.
And these angels that Ezekiel was seeing, they were burnished brass, just like Christ, with woolly hair, his son with woolly hair and black skin. The angels have black skin. Yeah, the white people them try to tell, what you tell you? It says that they sparkled that burnished brass. He didn't tell her the color of the skin. But of course, that is just it's the same thinking that they have that gave you the white Christ in the first place. Trying to put themselves in the mix of things where it is not. Sis, sis, there is some ice. And That's it? Right. So the Most High black, Christ black, the angel black. Who else black? Jeremiah 14 and 2.
Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2. The word of the Lord that is no Christ. Yeah. Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish.
So this is telling you that Judah leadership. They have no governance, they have no leader. So the gate is used to, a gate is used to, you close the gate, you separate what's on the inside from what's on the outside. So you use it to control what gets in and what gets out. It gives you control over something. And here, the gate using with Judah was the control of what comes into Judah, which was the southern kingdom, is in the righteousness. And that's the duty of the leaders of Judah. But the gates are languishing. Even at this time, our gates are languishing. That is why Mike Pompeo can come down here. This piece of devil can come down here and tell us what they sit in private to discuss. What we see in the world. Put up more checkpoints, man. We will fund it. Because they did say that they plan secure Jamaica and they will help us with funding. But if the government had come up with an idea to make a factory or something that can give people work, they wouldn't be funding it. But because the plan is to put a chokehold on the people and rule with some amount of iron fist, they're all for it because that's what your oppressor wants to see. That's what they want to see happen to you. And then our Israelite leaders who believe that they are white people or believe that they are the same poor stock just like us, the same slavery background just like us, but doing the bid of the oppressor for some money. And yet still they're talking about they want to fight bribery. Ain't that bribery? No, they're bribing these people with money. So come and work for me. Come and work for the government. And your job is to do what? Oppress the brother. Isn't that bribery? No, but it is done by the oppressor, so it's a job. Corruption won't finish. It won't. Because I'm sure any one of these cops, if you can pay them more than what they're getting for the salary, they're going to come in on your side. So it's all for the money. But the only thing is that your oppressor has so much of it. He has the mint and the pen to sign what he makes into law. So you can't match him with money. And they have spent billions already just to suppress us. They will spend billions more. It's not costing them anything more than just the paper that the money is printed on. It is called fiat money. You know what fiat money means? What is it? Right. So these monies are only law because the government says so. If I should print something on this paper, it's only information on it. Good, don't? The paper itself is just whatever the paper itself value. So the same thing with these money. The paper might value $1, but you print something on it that says 100. So it value 100 US dollar. That's what the paper value. Eh? Fiat money. That's what they're using to control you. But just like what the Bible says, this is the fiery serpent that is stinging. When this compulsory ID come in place, then we will begin to see how our oppressor really is. Those the Judites in America, they see it, they feel it. You know the Benjamins in Jamaica, Trinidad, and these places, you don't feel it yet. And the longer we take to wake up, well, those who have made it into the I.S.U.P.K will be saved. And you out here in Jamaica, a few of you can attest to that. You can attest to that. The only thing left now for you troopers is you need to fringe up now. Fringe up with the ribbon of blue, just as the Bible says, law. Put on the mark. The devil know who to touch and not to touch, you know. They know. And those who take the mark of the beast and is doing the work, who doing their work, they know, man. Who to touch, who not to touch, who to leave alone. But like I said, we give thanks for the I.S.U.P.K. Can you imagine? As a one, that big hurricane would have, so who knows? The Most High has promised to take care of his own. The thing is, you know, think of a story in a book that is centered around that star that is in the writing. Right? The main character. The Bible is the same thing. The main character in the Bible is who? You know you're going to tell me Christ. Really? Who's the main character in the Bible? The Israelites. The Israelites from Genesis to Revelation is the Israelites and the Israelites' relation with God the Father. But you wouldn't say the main character is God because the Bible not telling you so much about God, it's telling you about Israelites and their relation with God. If you do what God says, what happens? It gives you that record. If you don't do what He says, what happens? And we have felt in our lives. Hero in the Bible, that's Christ. Just like how it was described in Revelation and Daniel coming in with the chariot to save his people. All these great movies that you see, the antagonist and the protagonist, the one, the good, the bad, comes from the Bible. All the storyline might not be from the Bible, but the framework, the good, the hero coming in on the White Horse to save the damsel. The damsel in this case, in the Bible's case, would be Israel, and that hero would be Christ. Classic. But it's the one who hears, not the one who forbears, who we say. Just the one who hears. So wherever in Jamaica or wherever in the world the Israelites are, it's the one who hears. If they are lucky enough that the news don't reach their ears, Christ will hold them for that. You might get a free save. I have to call it a free save because you didn't work for it. You here in the UPK, you're working hard.
Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. I am black but comely.
But he's beautiful. I mean, when these men wrote these things, they didn't write it to say, you know, I need to put in this record that we are black so that 2,000 years down the line, our generation will know that they're black. Nah. We weren't supposed to lose these records. Though. These records were supposed to stay with us forever. These records weren't supposed to lose, we weren't supposed to lose these records. But this is the result of yes. The children who will not, what word would you like to use? Own way. Rebellious. That is why we lost the record. So much so that the oppressor can go and read the record and say, wait, I can put this garment on, man. And wearing your clothes, getting your benefits, the story doesn't end. Because the knight in shining armor, because the knights were Israelites. That star, that hero coming in on the white horse to save his people is still here. The story isn't finished. And the story won't be finished until the hero rides in to save his people. Who are you, the Israelites? But just remember, the Most High doesn't give you a heart of fear. There is so many things to go on. Every day at the killing in this community. So last week, Monday, the killing that took place. This Monday gone. Right, and we were in the community Monday night till late. I remember somebody said to me, so, will you work any night? I said, no. So what are you doing in the community? I said, what do you mean? What they kill man in the community? You know, see everybody gone to them bed and think, what are you still doing in the community? I said, don't worry yourself, man. Fear is not of us. I mean, I can't say that now because UPK. But I can tell you that I can tell you that prior to me joining the UPK, oh, no night never catch me no ghetto. I, I don't even get the one with the shield and it yet. And covered. As a matter of fact, between you and I, and those our listeners on social media, I've managed to put the dance on a subjection. You don't see that is Christ. Eh? Canada one can what is it? Barak at Yahweh shine. Christ is in this place. Huh? That's why I tell you. You're not a UPK man until you have gone through Hebrew Academy. Hebrew Academy give you the tool to conquer, well, Christ conquer evil. Give you the tool to not fear how to deal with evil, how to stand your ground. You know these sayings that they get in the UPK. No coward. Else not in a class, I can't speak now. Disrupt my broadcast. I'm in a class, I can't speak now. I forgot to call back. Right, all these sayings you get in the UPK. Take ground. So much so that any one of these men who want to call themselves down, they don't fly in your face. They don't fly in our face. Only Christ can do that. If you know the reputation of this community, if you know this community reputation, ain't easy. Huh? is that what the oppressor want is for them to kill out each other. And then they will kill who remain. You to kill each other. And then who remain, they will kill them. That's their plan for you. Know. All these communities that we say troubled communities, they are killing each other within the community. And who remains? Then the system take care of GEN.YAHANNA. In the UPK, you're taught to fish and save your brother. So even the one who said that he's done, still your brother. You still have to try to save him. Yeah. You still have to try and save him. Alright, where are you now? Drop that. Give me Job 30 and 30. So all these blackness that is in the Bible, and yet still you see what in the church you see the white man hold the Bible on him. This is how it holds your laws in it and your records. And you see him come through solidly like it's all about him. He's in it, of course. He's the villain. And he knows that. So when he tell you that the Bible is about him, in that sense he is right. Because he's the villain in the Bible. But is the story about the villain? Does the story end with the villain being the ruler or the hero? Well, if the villain if the villain wins the story, then he's not a villain, he'll be the hero. He'll be the hero in his eyes. Alright, then what Job 30 and 30 says.
Job chapter 30, verse 30. My skin is black upon me.
My skin, Job is saying that his skin is black upon him. Why? Job was going through sufferation, right? No doubt, going through some hunger as well. When you get through certain kind of sickness, you know, your skin gets darker, you get blacker. When white people go through famine and so on, they get whiter, pale, not darker. So Job, not a white man. Continue.
And my bones are burned with heat.
So he's telling you that his skin is black upon him because of this sufferation that he's going through. He's letting you know that I'm not white. At the time when this is written, probably the white man wasn't around so much, and he had so much dominance as he did. But, you know, I remember scriptures and Christ didn't do away with the laws also. There really and truly isn't something in the Bible that just would say Christ is black or something like that. It's just these are reactions to the behavior of your oppression. For us to now go into the Bible to prove who and is black. The main characters in the Bible, who is God the Father, Christ his Son, his angels, and his chosen people, the Israelites. He tell you that he is black. They are black. All these have to be picked out and highlighted because of the way your oppressor is. You have to react. You better react positively because why? You are the fisherman. the Most High send you out to fish. You have to fish for the Most High. So you need these to know these things. So you can counteract the lies. Deception will kill you. You know, almost all these bad men who they kill is trick. They could trick them and kill them. You know that? Almost all of them, a great percentage of them, they trick them and kill them. And trickery is what? Lies. But at the same time, the Most I tell you that because you do not obey my laws and my commandments, and you have diligently follow my commandments and my statutes, these are the things that would happen. And funny enough, it will happen and happen and happen until there's a shepherd, the light. In the same way I showed you earlier and in the areas in Jamaica where they designated tourist area, we don't know why it's just a white people area because they call it tourist areas. It's like crime free. I'm going to the areas that are the tourist area. You wonder if you're really in Jamaica. You wonder if you're really in Jamaica. You see white people walking up on the road any other night. No one troubling them. So, and then just a stone throw away from that area, you have blacks who can't do that. So how are they able to control these areas and not control the ones that you are more prevalent in? Why? Because they don't have your interest at all. The oppressor only have his people and himself at heart. So this is why Christ is coming back to save who? His people. He's not coming back to save what saving does the white man need? In truth and in fact. And from who? We need saving from our oppressor. Who do they need saving from? Who does the Chinaman need saving from? The Arabs, the Japs. When some of them need saving from the same oppressor, but they are treated far better than you are. They drop nuclear bomb on Japan, and they go back and build the Japanese economy. They took us in slavery and still do have us as their servants. You're not being paid what you are worth. You're paid a servant wage. That's how it goes with your oppressor. But, like Revelation says, grant unto them twice. So how can you double up that now? Think of all the pressure that you're going. How can you double it to give it, to feed it back to your oppressor? Eh? You don't have to let him work night and day without sleep. That's the only way you can double it. Hmm? How can we double it? You say grant unto them double what they have done unto you. Huh? Well, that is why I tell you that genocide isn't over. Genocide not over. The same genocide that be left. Will be left. I don't know why the U.P.K. There will come a time when you will only see them in the museum. Only in the museum. All right. Give me Matthew 1:21.
Matthew chapter 1, verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son.
Wise.
And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus.
All right. The she here is referring to Una. This story is about Christ and Christ's mother. So it is telling you that she, Christ's mother, who is Mary, shall bring forth a son. And what?
For he shall save his people from their sins.
And this son shall save who?
His people from their sins.
He shall save.
His people from their sins.
Or does it say save the Edomite?
His people from their sins.
Or shall he save the Ammonites?
His people from their sins.
And then you are going to tell me that we are all Christ's people. Bible doesn't say that. The Bible tells you that who is Christ's father? Joseph, coming from David. He came right in that royalty lineage from David, that bloodline coming all the way down. So how can everybody be his people? That throne governed Israelites. There is no record of that bloodline. We govern them, we oppress them at times. Because it was lawful for us to have slaves. So we had slaves of other races. We had servants of our own people too. But Christ was from the bloodline who set the law, statutes, and commandments. Those laws, statutes, and commandments didn't rule over other nations. Because your law says you can charge them other nation usury, but you don't charge your own. So who is your people? Obviously it's not them, those other nations. It's of the same bloodline, these people from their seed. Matthew 10, 5 to 7.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 5 to 7. Verse 5. These 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritan enter you not.
So here now, Christ is, after his disciple have learned enough to now go out and teach, and Christ is sending them out. He says what? Go not what?
Go not into the way of the Gentiles.
Don't go in the way of the Gentiles. Meaning, your people who are the Gentiles. You have to fish them. You are in their presence. Don't do what they do just because you want to fish them. So you are in this community, you see man a burn weed, man a buy war, man a this, man a that. Not because you want to fish these men, you are going to sit down and hold a draw with them, hold a spliff. Go not in the way of the Gentiles. Or
into any city of the Samaritans, entering not.
don't even bother go where the Samaritans, the city of the Samaritans, because your people is not there. Our people leave the Samaritan cities from Samaria when Samaria fell to the Assyrians and they were cast out. And the king at that time, was it Tiglath-Pileser or something like that, who
Verse 6. But go rather to the large sheep of the house of Israel.
but go to where your lost people are, the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's where you're to. So in other words, you find the lost sheep of the house of Israel, but what characteristics are they portrayed at the time? Even now, they are portraying the way of the Gentiles. Things, or in the majority of the people, not. Just since we have the truth now, we start celebrating the Passover and keeping the commandments are explained to you. Because people believe that if you raise the pig in a controlled environment, it's okay to eat it. That's what Christians will tell you. Yeah, because you then say, oh, I don't want the pig when they go around and eat it. But they will eat the pig that is in the controlled environment. And they now tell you that pork is the white meat and all that. White meat is bird and fish. Yeah. Mm. Mm.
And the escalation of their actions will lead the way.
Yeah. Because your people are out there in the world, they are just like the Gentiles. There's not much difference between them and the Gentiles. So you where who's that?
The Gentiles would say, or not necessarily saying go not with your life, but go not into your ways,
Don't follow their ways.
I'm just trying to stop, I'm just trying to unlearn that.
Alright, read it again. Go what? Start again.
Go not into the way of the Gentiles.
Right. It says way. Go not in the way of the Gentiles. And into any city of this America. The people are not there. Go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Yeah, your people are living among the other nations, you know. So it wouldn't be telling you not to go among the other nations. And that is why it's not translated in every language for those people. It wasn't translated in English for the English white man or the English Chinaman or the Chinaman who speaks English. It is for the Israelite who speak English. It was translated in Spanish for the Israelite who spoke Spanish. So because the Most High people is in every nation, your record have to be translated in every language. The writing is not for them. The writing is for the 12 tribes. But the 12 tribe is so scattered. They are in every language. So the Most High teaching them have to get the record translated in their language. So it's not telling you not to go where the other nations are. It's telling you not to go in their way, in their customs, in their beliefs. So in other words, I'm not going to follow you to church because I want to fish you. I will be going in your way. I'm not going to sit around the table with you eating pork. I might not be eating the pork, but sit around the table with you eating pork because I want you to come in the truth. No, nothing. So I am not going to follow because I want to fish you. That's what Christ is telling them of the house of Israel. Let's go to them. Those who lost and want to come back home, go to them. All right. Matthew 10:5. Sorry. Yeah. Verse 7. Continue.
And as he go, preach saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
Right. So if you go where the Gentiles are and you're going to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, this is what you are preaching. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. It's not for the other races. It's for your people that are lost. Read Psalms 147, 19 and 20. You don't have to find it now. Right? One, read it, can read it. Psalm 147, 19 and 20, it says that he does not give his law to them other people. This explains to you. You see, this earth is in the Bible. How do you fit the puzzle? Only who the Most High choose from the truth, or who choose to be in the truth, to get the proper breakdown. That's why we tell you, you have to submit yourself, forget what you learn out there when you come in the truth. Unlearn it and learn just what you are being taught in the truth. Just know that you are being taught the truth. And the breakdowns that you are getting are from what the Most I would tell you if he was to tell you himself. If Christ was to tell you himself, what he would tell you. Remember, I tell you why he spoke to the people in parable at the time. And trust me, you know the parable has been explained in the Bible. The parable is still out there, they still don't understand it. But when you come in the truth, you get to learn proper breakdown. Right, read verse 7 again.
And as we go, preach saying, the
Kingdom of heaven is at hand. But this is what Christ was telling his disciples to preach to his people. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. And what happened 70 years after Christ was crucified? Jerusalem fell. Yeah.
Brother was not the truth. Was a critical and that is the kingdom of heaven in our time.
The kingdom of heaven is now. When something is at hand, it means what? It's within your reach. Prior to Christ coming on earth, could you say the kingdom of heaven was at hand? Was it within reach? So the sacrifices pointed to Christ. You get up every day and you have to kill a bull every single day of your life. You can't keep up with that. That's why, probably, that's why we fell. But you can't keep up with Christ being the ultimate sacrifice and your prayers go through Him. That and meaning that Christ is here. Christ is the one who is to bring the kingdom. And the kingdom is where? Is what? What's the kingdom of heaven? Kingdom of heaven is in you, you know. That's what the Bible explains, that the kingdom of heaven is within you. So the kingdom of heaven wouldn't be in you with sacrifices and with what you would call it now, you must be killed. And if it's a case where you kill a man and let's say it was self-defense, there's still guilt because you have to sacrifice a turtle dove or a lamb or a bull depending on what the law requires. You have to sacrifice something if you even kill somebody in self-defense because you shed blood. What the law says, you must be put to death. But when Christ came, what he did? He showed you that you don't really have to be put to death. I am the one who is being put to death now. So he died so that you don't have to die. Because the law said, when they didn't come and sacrifice, and he was sacrificed, and we lost Jerusalem, what the thing would happen? There would be, there would be no chance of us returning. We'll be outcast without any chance of returning. But like Christ says, and the word says, Salaki, just like Christ says, break the chain of thought. Alright, I was explaining that Christ come and the kingdom of heaven came when is at hand when he came. If he didn't come and we lost the kingdom, we wouldn't even have the chance of doing animal sacrifices. In other words, all this who redeem these souls unto God. Even from the time of the sacrifices, all these souls weren't redeemed yet. Until when Christ came, he redeemed these souls unto God. That is why, oh gosh, I don't remember the scripture that says, sacrifice him unto himself. Because he was in the flesh prior. Who would be able, Revelation tells us, there was no one found worthy to open the book. But the Son, Christ came, fulfilled the law, meaning he showed you that it is possible to live a life without sin. Right? So in living a life without sin, and the lawyer plead the case before the judge, even though you're guilty. You know, this man was a good man. His record, his life has shown that he was basically a good man. And that day that he committed this murder, he was having a bad day and he was provoked. And the judge looked at it and he bring in some character witness and jail. But tell you what I'll do. I'll give you 10 years probation. Meaning that for that 10-year period, you are not locked up in a jail, but you are on probation. Where you are now proving yourself worthy during that 10 years that the judge gives you. Proving yourself worthy of freedom. So Christ is right there before the Father, pleading your case for us. He's pleading up himself now. You know, he's worthy to be in the kingdom. He's pleading your case. So you know what? It's only who Christ enter the kingdom. So when Christ spoke against the scribes and the Pharisees and says that he speaks in parable because he know if he speak normally and they go hear, he will have to heal them. And he don't want to do that. He want them to die because he don't want them in the kingdom. It's only who Christ plead for can enter the kingdom. They can't do it of their own. So the kingdom of heaven is now in reach at when Christ came, because he can now plead their cause. And the sacrifices couldn't do that. If you and you shed your blood, shed the blood of an animal. But the ultimate sacrifice that was made was when Christ, the innocent one, his blood was shed for you. Think of you being the most notorious criminal in our community, and some man come for you. And rather, when they do so far, they go and kill a man who has never done any of those things that you do. Just jump in front of you and say, kill me instead. And don't bother killing. Kill me instead. We wouldn't have any chance of the kingdom. We had actually lost Jerusalem before Christ came in. And just imagine, you probably would have to start all over again, like what Abraham make a stand for the Most High, and the Most High made him a promise. You probably would have to start all over again. But because Christ died, you are able to be redeemed. But that's how the kingdom of heaven becomes at hand, becomes in reach, meaning that you can keep the laws, listen to Christ, because he will plead your cause, not these blood, but through Christ. But it's only an Israelite can understand that, because he came to save his people, not the rest of the world. Why not the rest of the world? That's the question that we're going to ask. Why not the rest of the world? Well, you have your children. You leave your children among some people. You went away for a while. When you, wherever you were, you get the news of how your children are being treated. The abuse that your children are suffering from being among these other people. And when you take a look at the situation, you realize that your children is at the bottom. All of these people are your children, your blood children, is at the bottom. So you are now telling me that you are going to save, when you come to redeem your children, you are going to redeem the others who caused you to have to be redeeming your children. If they were treating your children right in the first place, you wouldn't have to come to redeem your children. So if these nations were treating you, the Israelites, encouraging you to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, you wouldn't need the kind of redemption that Christ is coming to give. Huh? We were punished because we did not keep our end of the bargain in the covenant with God. Was it the other nations who punished with you? Which nation was in slavery with you? Huh? No, but that the cable. Which of these nations went into slavery with you? So now that you need to be redeemed from the slavery and that you went into because of these nations, you are now here. Isn't that? So my question now is, these same people that is telling you that God love everybody and redemption is for everyone, they didn't. Shut down. People who were able to enslave you, profit off your slavery. Now that Christ is going to redeem you from the slavery that you're in. You are saying that they are to be redeemed as well. Well, if that's your mantra, obviously you were not schooled by command in General Yohanna. You weren't schooled by one way. You ain't one way. You are in another garment. You have fringes on your t-shirt. Get out. All right, give me, where are you? Matthew? Give me Matthew 15 and 24. Yeah, Matthew 15 and 24.
But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
So Christ is telling these people that his purpose for coming here was for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's it straight from Christ's mouth. That's it. Because they were trying to, same right now. Same thing you're experiencing now, where every nation is trying to cash in onto your redemption. It's not new. It's not new. Same way in Christ's time they were trying to cash in. Christ was saying, no man, I was only sent here for these people. Give me John 4 and 22.
John chapter 4, verse 22. Ye worship ye know not what,
So what we worship, continue.
for salvation is of the Jews.
We know what we worship because salvation is for us, the Jews, the Israelites, the black Hispanics and native Indians of the world today. Continue.
Verse 23. But the hour cometh, and now is when it should be worshipped the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father
Come again. You're not reading that one there. Come again, read again.
verse 22.
No man, John 4 and 22. Give me Acts 5 and 30 to 31. 5:30.
God of our fathers raised up Jesus, whom he slew and hung on a tree.
The disciples were cutting the same ones who betrayed Christ and to get him crucified. The God of our fathers rose this man Jesus up. Yes, the same man who used to hang on a tree. Continue.
Verse 31. Him also God exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a king. For to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins.
Right. So the disciples were telling these people, yeah, it's the same man this who has been prophesied from a long time. You know. Christ raised him up. The same man who used to hang on a tree, who is to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins. Because our laws and covenant with the Most High is such that you break it, it's really death is the punishment, you know. It's like a one-shot opportunity. Think of you having, let's say, your electricity at your home, and think of it as a one-shot opportunity. Where if you do, anytime you don't pay a bill and you get cut off, you can't get it back. But there is someone who came and intercede for you so that you can get back your life. Same thing with the relationship with me and the Most High. It was a one-shot opportunity, really. We always go astray. And every time we go astray, the Most High, out of love for us, send somebody for us. The ultimate one, Christ. Today, commanding General YAHANNA, he's the one who is ordained by Christ to go and fish the brothers and sisters of the Israelites, waiting on enough of us to be awakened, to re-govern our people, to set up his righteous government. And after that, dominoes will crumble. That's Acts. Give me Romans 9:4-5.
Romans chapter 9, verse 4 to 5. Verse 4. Who are Israelites? Who pertain in adoption and the glory and the covenant and the giving of the law and the service of God and the promises.
So all these things, they talk about the promise, it pertains to the Israelites. They talk about the giving of the law, pertains to the Israelites. Talk about the covenant, pertains to the Israelites. They're talking about, start again, read again, go on. The first thing.
Verse 4. Who are Israelites?
Right.
Who pertain in adoption?
Right, the adoption. Meaning, you know, like your children, them run out and gone out and live weird life. And they say, you know, my grandchildren, those, you know, I need to adopt them and take them back under my wing. Same with the relation with you and Christ, with you and the Most High. So Christ was the one who took through whom that adoption to the Most High take place. Well, luckily for us, that's how the Most High set it. That's must be how we all wanted it. For Esau is the end of the world, and you are to form the beginning of that which is end. Can you imagine to put a king? So, can you imagine? You need another planet because he's going to poison this planet. That's it. Verse 5.
Verse 5. Whose are the fathers of whom are concerning the flesh, Christ came.
Concerning the what?
Concerning the flesh.
Concerning the flesh. So when I hear people talk about they are spiritual Israelites, that's why this one state that. Israelite because you believe in Christ. There's no such thing. Concerning the flesh, Christ came, the bloodline. You have to be of the bloodline. Well, what that was what?
Verse 5.
Romans. All right, give me Romans 11 and 26.
Romans chapter 11, verse 8. I think is written.
All Israel shall be saved, meaning all 12 tribes, not just the southern kingdom, but those of the northern kingdom who was kicked out, all 12 tribes shall be saved. Continue.
There shall come out of Zion, the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob.
So out of Zion shall come a deliverer to turn away ungodliness from us. That's Christ. To turn away ungodliness from the entire world. Read it.
And so shall Israel shall be saved as it is written. There shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob.
From Jacob. And
Verse
oh, that's it. All right, give me Jeremiah 31, verse 31 to 32.
Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 31 to 33. Verse 31. Behold, the days come, says the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel.
So he will make a new covenant with the house of Israel. The northern kingdom was called the house of Israel.
And with the house of Judah.
And the southern kingdom was called Judah.
Verse 32.
So that's when they say about making a new covenant with both. So I remember the kingdom was split in King Solomon's time. But the prophecy from Jeremiah long before Christ came, state that will be making will be from the both kingdoms, the house of Israel and the house of Judah. Continue.
Not according to the covenant that I made with your father in the day that I
Not according to the first covenant that he made in the time of Moses. Continue.
I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt.
Right. Why he say took them by the hand? Was the Most High there holding our hands leading us out of Israel, out of Egypt? Why he say I took them by the hand? Yes. remember the chariot of fire, which was fire by night and what by day? Darkness by day, something like that. Cloud of darkness by day. His angel, or his angel, with the chariot at the time, taking us out, showing us the way with the light from the chariot in the wilderness. Good. So that's why he says he took them by the hand and led them out. Continue.
Which on covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, says the Lord.
So we broke the covenant. We didn't hold up our end of the bargain. It was the Most High who did not hold up his end of the bargain. That was us. That is why that is why we pay the penalty so harsh. 400 years not knowing yourself for probably 200 out of that. The suffering no. They say the man who had the whip is to get the same redemption as you. Eh? That's rubbish. What redemption? What do you need redemption from? All the white man need, all the oppressor need to do is to stop doing what he's doing. Cut the evil. Eh? That would give him enough redemption. But he have a perpetual hatred for you. That perpetual hatred for us is what is leading him to his doom. Verse 1 then, yeah, no.
Verse 32.
Mm-hmm.
But this shall be the covenant that I will make in the house of Israel.
So this is the new covenant now.
In the house of Israel. After those days, says the Lord, I will put my law in your heart.
So obviously the new covenant haven't been made yet because the law, not in our inward part as yet. Continue.
And write it in their heart.
And right, we meaning what? We meaning that it's going to inside of you. You won't have the mind to do the things that you are not supposed to do. You look back at where we are now. It's not written in our heart yet. But we at the time are able to look back and say, imagine all those things that we have done. We eat pork, we did this, we do that. To what end? To put us in this separation? When all we had to do was to not eat pork, crab, shrimp, lobster, not to sleep with our brother's woman, not to steal from our brother, not to worship another God, and those things, that's all we had to do. Nah, man. As a matter of fact, let us kill all these idol worshippers so that they don't come entice our people again. That is what you'll be saying under the new covenant. Is that it? What you have finished? Continue.
I will be their God, and they shall be my people.
So we will be their God, we will be his people, and he shall be our God. And with that, pass the class over to prison officer Akaya.
I.S.U.P.K. Security announcement. Allah and the Commanding General Yohanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or a sister comes into school, they are all placed for 6 months. They are to be polluted holy. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, brother or sister will get permission from the ex marriage. Tithe, which is the commandment, you can find it in number 18 and 21, Malachi. It says in Hebrew and is pronounced a high 10% of any penny or any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Free funds, free with offerings for free, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming board convocation, during 14 days of 14 days and 15 days of the 12th month, Saturday, March 7th and Sunday, March 8th, 2020. You can find it in Esther 9, verse 20 to 31. You find there I.S.U.P.K and WhatsApp. Check on social media such as I.S.U.P.K.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K, the best and material. If a brother wants to be a super in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. With that, he said a man 130 salute the teacher. Let us enter a man spot. I brought it up. Bernard, yeah, I want to know what I'm talking.
Yeah, Marshall, you should have the thumb.
130 salute to the sister. Let us enter. Man spot. Bernard, yeah, I want to know what I'm talking. With that, JAMAICA,
Let me apologize to our Facebook viewers. You make a small part, but I don't know. We have the network problem wherever we are. Salam.